Hello everyone, my name is John Henderson, and I have a story to tell you guys. This is our story, this isn't history, this is the real thing, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And what inspires me to do this is because I've lived and learned so much, and it's still happening to young men. It hurts so much. I remember how I felt, and as I hear it happening to them, it scorches my heart basically. So for me not to say nothing, to put this out, to make this blatant systemic racism and injustice a subject, I would be a coward basically. So it's inspired more by that it's still happening. And the way it's worked out is all the people who didn't really want to help me, didn't want to address it, or were naysayers and laydowners about what was happening. And that's the USA. I mean, that's what they do. United States, America hates kids. Let's keep it real. So the kids at the border definitely didn't have a chance, because look what they do to the kids in our own country. This is inspired by my granddaughters, Paris and Jordan. And what happened was, I had an opportunity. I have all this paperwork. I'm going to be showing you guys documents. The video behind me is part of my struggle. So, as I would go to, and I had joint legal custody, court approved to pick up my son, because my son's mom's stepdad was an ex-cop. That just played into their whole gang thing. Let's keep it real. So it'd be like if you went to a gang member's house and they were part of the same gang as, who's supposed to be speaking for you. They're going to be on their side, basically. So anyway, so I just decided to bring a camera, and I'll download it, and that way you can hear the audio. But for right now, I just wanted that as kind of a background. Let me go even further back with my kind of history with police. I grew up in East Los Angeles, Boyle Heights, the projects. My dad was an intravenous heroin addict, and he abused my stepmom. And I used to hate him. And as I say this, before I get back into that, I want everyone to, mainly young people, don't judge your parents, your whoever they are, your upbringing, another person, until you dig deep and really find out what they went through, how they grew up, because that can affect their actions. So, long story short, in that perspective, as I eventually learned from my uncle, he said, where we grew up, and my dad had 5 brothers, 4 sisters, so I believe there was 9 of them. Uncle said, where they grew up, they had to milk cows and raise chickens, but they made them eat powdered eggs and milk. So he said that. So first off, let me go back and say that my dad's and his sisters and brothers' mom got sick with TB. So she was in the hospital for over a year. When she did, Grandpa the Coward adopted the kids out to these people who were actually, I think, related to us. And they raised my dad and his brothers and sisters on a farm in Fontana, but yet they had to eat powdered eggs and milk, even though they raise chickens and cows. So you kind of do the math and think about the abuse and stuff like that that's going on, upbringing, whatever. It doesn't matter if you're, okay, so now back to that story. So as I grew up in East Los Angeles, as a kid, my mom was incarcerated. And I mean, just being a kid, loving their mom, I remember being in elementary school writing her letters on like the brown looking paper with the green lines. It had the dotted line in the middle to teach you how to do cursive or capital and small letters. But anyway, I used to write her letters on that stuff. So I was always in some type of, I mean, to me, it was tragedy. What kid really wants to grow up with this? So anyway, and then on the side of that, seeing my dad, what he was doing to my stepmom, coming in, seeing him knotted out or actually with the needle in his arm or something. But, seeing this as a kid. And I'll never forget, I was like maybe 8, 9 years old. And whatever happened, it enticed me, and I had figured out that from the projects in East Los Angeles, First Street, right over the bridge, was the Los Angeles Police Department. And I knew that, I think, from just driving with my mom. I think we probably went there. I don't know why. But anyway, so I'll never forget, it was like raining, light raining, and for whatever reason, I left the house and I rode over that bridge to that police station, crying the whole way there. And I was going to tell